want to talk about the group of founders that started Marketo, and I believe there were three.
That's right.
John Miller and David Morandi.
That's right.
Can you tell me a little bit about why start a company with three folks? One of the questions I get as a venture capitalist is, should I be a single founder or should I get a group of founders? And tell me your thoughts on that.
Well, I found, number one, as we get into kind of where the idea came from and the collaboration that John and I found. John became our first head of marketing and kind of ran the business while I ran technical operations in the early days. But the back and forth of challenging each other and brainstorming on the idea was a rich part of how we created the company. And so I can't imagine doing it alone, because that degree of interaction we had was amazing. And then the third founder, David, is actually somebody that this is the fifth company he and I have worked at together. And so he's somebody that I just knew could deliver software, deliver systems design, and was therefore an anchor that we knew we had that part of the product nailed. And so to me, there's no magic for three, but we all three played very distinct roles. And it was, to me, a perfect combination of how to get something like that done.
So it sounds like your advice would be have a co-founder or two, don't go on the journey on your own.
I think so. I think it's a lonely and it's a hard and journey, and I'm at least a guy who just thinks two minds or three minds are better than one when you challenge each other. Mm-hmm. And certainly we did that every step of the way. So I think you always don't want to be in that echo chamber. You want somebody else that, says, hey, we could do it a different way or something. And so I would say, yes, have some co-founders.
Good, good. Now everybody thinks of Marketo as this incredible company, a very successful company. But there were some tough days early on. In fact, I interviewed John Miller to ask him kind of a little bit about the background. This is what he had to share with me. He said, quote, "By far the scariest/hardest part was fundraising that first round. Phil can tell you stories about VCs who just didn't get marketing software. I was personally running out of cash and was about 1 week away from accepting a regular quote-unquote job when we finally got our Series A deal done." Did you ever think that you weren't going to make it back then?
Yeah, me and my mother-in-law and on and on. It was a tough time. It was bleak. I could get any meeting on Sand Hill or any place else because I had done 2 or 3 successful venture-backed companies, but we just hit kind of an amazing buzzsaw. Words like, "No, that's a stupid idea. Nobody needs marketing software." Several people said it's a failed category. "No, you don't understand, it failed. Why would you try this again?" I had one former mentor boss, then fairly top VC, put his arm around me and say, "If you'd walked in here, Phil, with a data center virtualization product, I'd have sent you home with a check, but this is expletive deleted, stupidest idea I've ever heard." So that was the kind of experience we had. And so we just got no after no after no after no on the idea that we were pitching. But finally, we got it done, and the tale was told.